The weight of secrets. Michael's loyalty to Tracy set stage for Port Charles drama. The aftermath of Drew Cain's shocking shooting has sent ripples through Port Charles. But perhaps no one carries a heavier burden than Michael Corinthos. Standing outside Drew's house on that stormy September evening, Michael witnessed something that would challenge every principle. He holds Drew's great-aunt Tracy Quartermaine pulling the trigger that left the congressman fighting for his life. Now, as Detective Dante Falconeri intensifies his investigation and the list of suspects grows longer by the day, Michael finds himself in an impossible position. Rather than expose the woman who has been a pillar of the Quartermaine family, he has chosen silence, even as it places him squarely in the crosshairs of suspicion. The night everything changed. The events leading to that fateful evening had been building for months. Drew's increasingly despicable behavior had pushed nearly everyone in Port Charles to their breaking point. His blackmail schemes against Portia Robinson, his manipulation of the custody case involving Michael's children, and his abuse of congressional power had created a powder keg of resentment throughout the community. Tracy, despite her usual composed demeanor, had reached her limit with Drew's antics. The final straw came when Drew's actions threatened to destroy not just individual lives, but the very foundation of the Quartermaine legacy itself. For a woman who has spent decades protecting her family's interests, Drew's behavior represented an existential threat that could no longer be tolerated. Michael's presence outside Drew's house wasn't coincidental. Like many others that evening, he had been driven by a mixture of anger and desperation to confront the man who had caused so much pain to his family. But instead of finding an opportunity for confrontation, he became an unwitting witness to an act that would forever change the dynamics of Port Charles. The burden of witnessing truth, hidden in the shadows as rain poured down. Michael watched in stunned silence as Tracy approached Drew's house with deadly purpose. The sight of his great-aunt woman who had fought alongside him through countless family battles standing over Drew's fallen form with a smoking gun created an internal crisis that continues to plague him. The psychological weight of this knowledge has been evident in Michael's behavior since that night. His appearance at the Quartermaine mansion afterward, soaked from the rain and visibly shaken, spoke to the trauma of what he had witnessed. Tracy's immediate recognition that Michael had been present, and her swift counsel to secure an alibi and avoid telling her anything that could implicate them both, demonstrated the unspoken understanding between them. Dante's investigation intensifies. Detective Dante Falconeri, unaware of the family drama unfolding before him, has been methodically building his case. His investigation has cast a wide net, encompassing everyone from Willow Tate and Nina Reeves to Curtis Ashford and Portia Robinson. The irony that Michael, his own family member, possesses the key to solving the case adds another layer of complexity to an already convoluted situation. Dante's professional approach to the investigation has put him at odds with those closest to him. His questioning of suspects has been thorough and relentless, following proper police protocol even when it means investigating people he cares about. This dedication to duty, while admirable, has created tension within his own family circle as members begin to feel the pressure of scrutiny. The detective's frustration grows as leads fail to produce conclusive evidence. Each suspect seems to have both motive and opportunity, yet something remains elusive about the case. What Dante doesn't realize is that the missing piece lies with someone he would never suspect: Amin, who has been sitting across from him at family dinners while harboring the truth about Drew's shooter. The Quartermaine family dynamic. Tracy's relationship with Michael has always been built on mutual respect and shared loyalty to the Quartermaine name. As the family matriarch, Tracy has consistently shown herself willing to go to extraordinary lengths to protect those she loves. Her decision to eliminate Drew wasn't made lightly, was the calculated action of someone who saw no other way to preserve her family's future. Michael's decision to protect Tracy speaks to the deep bonds that tie the Quartermaine family together. Despite the moral complexity of the situation, he understands that exposing Tracy would destroy not just her life, but would devastate Monica and other family members who depend on Tracy's strength and leadership. The weight of this responsibility has aged him visibly, as those closest to him have begun to notice his increasingly troubled demeanor. The irony of the situation isn't lost on either Michael or Tracy. Both have built their lives around principles of justice and doing what's right. Yet here they find themselves conspirators in covering up a crime. This moral ambiguity has created an undercurrent of tension that threatens to explode at any moment. The pressure mounts. As days pass and the investigation continues, The strain on Michael becomes increasingly evident. His interactions with family members are marked by carefully chosen words and guarded expressions. Every conversation with Dante about the case feels like walking through a minefield, where one wrong word could expose everything. The guilt of allowing innocent people to remain under suspicion weighs heavily on Michael's conscience. Watching as Willow, Nina, and others endure questioning for a crime they didn't commit challenges his fundamental sense of fairness. Yet his loyalty to Tracy and understanding of what her exposure would mean for the family keeps him silent. Tracy, meanwhile, has shown remarkable composure in the face of potential exposure. Her decades of experience navigating Port Charles politics and family crises have prepared her for this moment. However, even she recognizes that the situation is unsustainable in the long term. The question becomes not if the truth will emerge, but when and how. The ripple effects. The shooting's aftermath has created unexpected alliances and deepened existing rifts throughout Port Charles. Michael's protective stance toward Tracy has brought them closer together, but it has also created distance between him and other family members who don't understand his behavior. His relationship with his children has taken on new urgency, as he recognizes that his decisions in the coming weeks could fundamentally alter their lives. The investigation has also exposed the depth of Drew's unpopularity throughout the community. The sheer number of people with legitimate motives for wanting him dead has actually helped provide cover for Tracy and Michael, as the police struggle to narrow down their focus. This tragic irony underscores how Drew's own actions ultimately led to his downfall. Looking forward, the price of loyalty. As the investigation continues and pressure mounts from all sides, Michael faces increasingly difficult choices. The weight of protecting Tracy while watching others suffer for her actions threatens to break his resolve. The question remains, how long can he maintain his silence? And what will be the ultimate cost of his loyalty? The situation has created a perfect storm of family loyalty, moral complexity, and legal jeopardy that threatens to consume everyone involved. Michael's decision to stand by Tracy, while honorable in its way, has set in motion a chain of events that could ultimately destroy the very family he's trying to protect. As Port Charles awaits answers and Dante closes in on the truth, the stage is set for a dramatic confrontation that will test every relationship and challenge every principle. Michael's secret may have bought Tracy time, but it has also created a ticking time bomb that threatens to explode at the worst possible moment, taking down everyone in its path. The question isn't whether the truth will emerge, it's whether the Quartermaine family can survive the revelation when it finally comes to light. Next, we will learn about the explosive fallout from Judge Eva Heran's brutal murder that's set to shatter the fragile peace in Port Charles. In the bustling streets of Port Charles, where secrets simmer just below the surface, the shocking death of Judge Eva Heran has ignited a firestorm of suspicion and betrayal. This high-profile killing, discovered in her chambers amid a clutter of legal documents and overturned furniture, is poised to split the community into warring factions. Whispers among the residents suggest that the evidence trail leads directly to powerhouse figures Sonny Corinthos and his son Michael Corinthos, painting them as the culprits in a crime that reeks of vengeance. Heran, known for her stern rulings and unyielding sense of justice, had recently presided over the heated custody dispute involving Willow Tate and the young children Wiley and Amelia Corinthos. Her decision against Willow left deep wounds in the Corinthos family, fueling motives that now seem all too convenient. As detectives comb through the scene, items like a discarded glove with mysterious fibers and a cryptic note hint at foul play, designed to implicate the Corinthos clan. Fans of the show are buzzing with theories that this isn't a straightforward hit, but a meticulously crafted frame-up, possibly masterminded by shadowy arms dealer Jen Sidwell, who's been lurking in the background with his own agenda. Sidwell, with his international connections and history of evading capture, might have orchestrated the murder to bury evidence of his bribery scheme, especially after Detective Harrison Chase began poking around suspicious financial trails linked to the judge. This revelation could force Port Charles inhabitants to draw lines in the sand, choosing between long-standing loyalties and emerging doubts. Amid this chaos, Lucas Jones finds himself trapped in an emotional vice, his heart pulled in conflicting directions, fresh off his own personal upheavals, including a recent medical scare that tested his resilience. Lucas is grappling with his deep-rooted family bonds to the Corinthos side, and his blossoming romance with Marco Rios. Marco, the enigmatic son of Sidwell, carries the weight of insider knowledge that could upend everything. If Lucas swallows the planted evidence hook, line, and sinker, perhaps influenced by old grudges from Sonny's turbulent past in organized crime, he might turn his back on his kin, publicly condemning Sonny or Michael. But Marco, privy to his father's ruthless tactics, knows the truth. Sidwell likely ordered the hit to eliminate Heran as a loose end. After her custody verdict inadvertently spotlighted his corrupt dealings, will Marco allow Lucas to spiral into misguided anger, preserving his own safety, or will he risk it all by confessing? This dilemma adds layers of tension, as Marco's silence could shield him from legal repercussions, but fracture their relationship irreparably. Imagine Lucas, in a heated family gathering at the Quartermaine mansion, voicing his accusations only for Marco to hesitate, his eyes betraying the internal storm. The stakes are sky high, with potential for explosive confrontations that could redefine alliances in Port Charles. The timing of Heran's murder couldn't be more suspicious, occurring mere days after her controversial ruling that denied Willow custody, a decision that sent shockwaves through the Corinthos household. Picture the scene: the judge alone in her office late at night, reviewing case files under dim lamplight, when an intruder strikes with calculated precision. Evidence emerging from the investigation such as altered bank records, showing unexplained deposits to Heran's account or a weapon traced back to Sonny's associate. Seems tailor-made to ensnare the Corinthos men. This setup, fans speculate, bears the hallmarks of Sidwell's cunning, a man who's built an empire on deception and elimination of threats. With Chase's investigation heating up, uncovering leads like anonymous tips and surveillance footage from nearby buildings, Sidwell might have seen Heran as a vulnerability too great to ignore. Her death not only silences a key player, but also diverts attention, polarizing the town into believers and skeptics. On one side, staunch supporters like Carly Spencer rally the troops, organizing impromptu meetings at Kelly's diner to proclaim the Corinthos' innocence and decry the frame job. Carly, with her fierce protective instincts and history of navigating scandals, might even enlist old allies to counter the narrative. Conversely, figures like Molly Lansing Davis, driven by her prosecutorial background and lingering resentments towards Sonny's mobster legacy, could tip toward believing the evidence, arguing that his violent history makes guilt plausible. This divide threatens to fracture friendships, with neighborhood spots like the Metro Court becoming battlegrounds for heated debates. As the investigation unfolds, Chase's persistent digging, fueled by his detective's intuition and a personal stake in upholding justice, might have inadvertently provoked Sidwell's lethal response. Without concrete proof, such as a smoking gun linking Sidwell directly, the community splinters further. Will this push loyalists like Jason Morgan, the stoic enforcer with a knack for uncovering hidden truths, to launch their own underground probes? Jason, drawing on his network of informants and tech-savvy contacts, could delve into Sidwell's operations, perhaps tracing encrypted communications or shadowy dealings in international arms trades. Yet, such efforts might only deepen the chasm, as fear and paranoia spread like wildfire. Lucas, still reeling from his recent life changes, including a career shift back to medicine after a period of soul-searching, faces a gut-wrenching crossroads. He could align with his family, defending Sonny against the mounting clues despite their damning appearance, or stand by Marco, who holds the key to the real perpetrator. Initially, Lucas might be swayed by the overwhelming evidence, recalling past mob-related violence that scarred Port Charles, leading him to question Sonny's innocence in private moments of doubt. However, Marco's concealed knowledge could be the game-changer, a revelation waiting to erupt. If Marco remains tight-lipped, allowing Lucas to vent frustrations against Sonny in public forums or family dinners, it safeguards Sidwell, but chips away at the foundation of their love. Fans are theorizing wild scenarios, like a dramatic confrontation in a rain-soaked alley where Lucas demands answers, only for Marco to waver. This withholding might culminate in a massive fallout, straining their romance to the breaking point, especially if Lucas discovers the deception through overheard conversations or accidental slips. Will the power of their affection prevail, urging Marco to come clean, or will familial duties drag Lucas back into the Corinthos fold? Marco's precarious spot amplifies the drama. He suspects his father eliminated Heran to wipe out any remnants of the bribe that influenced her rulings, but exposing this could unravel his own involvement in Sidwell's web. By letting Lucas rail against Sonny, Marco gains temporary reprieve, yet it erodes the trust they've built through shared vulnerabilities and tender moments. Confessing might redeem him in Lucas's eyes, offering a path to heroism. But it endangers them both, potentially drawing Sidwell's wrath or legal scrutiny. This tangled web of deception forms a quadrangle that ensnares Lucas, Marco, Sonny, and the broader Port Charles circle, forcing impossible choices. As factions solidified Corinthos fortifying their defenses with strategic alliances, and team skeptics pushing for swift justice, Seleucus's ultimate decision could sway the balance. Picture him at a pivotal town hall meeting, his voice echoing as he declares his stance, tipping the scales toward reconciliation or further division. Will he embrace Team Carly, bolstering the family's united front with heartfelt pleas, or align with Team Marco, betting on love to reveal the hidden truths? The murder of Judge Heran isn't just a crime, it's a catalyst for profound shifts, testing bonds and unearthing long-buried secrets in the heart of Port Charles. Next, we will learn about the intriguing possibility of a fan-favorite character's return, that's stirring up excitement among loyal viewers. In the ever-twisting world of daytime dramas, where plotlines defy logic and characters cheat death with remarkable frequency, the notion that no one stays buried forever is practically a golden rule. Think about all those dramatic resurrections we've witnessed over the years, loved ones emerging from comas, secret twins stepping into the spotlight, or presumed victims revealing elaborate fake demises to outmaneuver enemies. This enduring trope keeps audiences hooked, and it might just apply to the beloved Sam McCall, whose absence from the Port Charles scene has left a noticeable void for nearly 12 months now. Sam, with her sharp investigative skills and complex romantic entanglements, was last seen navigating a web of family secrets and personal heartaches. Her storyline abruptly halted in a cliffhanger that had fans clamoring for more. But whispers in the soap community suggest her comeback could be on the horizon, fueled by subtle clues from the actress behind the role, Kelly Monaco, who has embodied Sam with fierce determination and vulnerability since 2003, might be eyeing a triumphant return, especially considering how other stars have navigated similar exits and re-entries. Her prolonged silence on certain matters hints at strategic patience, perhaps preserving opportunities rather than slamming doors shut. One compelling indicator of Monaco's potential reprise points to an unfulfilled project that never quite took off, leaving fans puzzled and speculating wildly. Back in the spring, specifically around March of this year, Kelly teamed up with her close pal, model and actress Shanna Moakler, to launch what was billed as a no-holds-barred podcast called Bad Bunnies. The concept promised raw, unfiltered conversations on everything from Hollywood insider scoops to personal triumphs and setbacks, with Monaco teasing that she'd dive deep into topics she'd long kept under wraps. She even shared promotional snippets on social media, showing off playful bunny-themed graphics and hinting at guest appearances from other entertainment figures. Enthusiastic followers were abuzz, expecting episodes that might touch on her soap opera experiences, career highs and lows, and maybe even some lighthearted celebrity gossip. Yet, mysteriously, the podcast fizzled out before a single episode dropped, vanishing like a forgotten subplot. This abrupt halt has sparked theories that Monaco deliberately pulled the plug to avoid any fallout that could jeopardize her standing in the industry. Imagine if she'd gone all in with candid critique, was detailing on-set dynamics or creative frustrations that could have echoed the missteps of others who've burned bridges and found themselves sidelined. Reflecting on that decision in retrospect, it's clear Monaco was playing the long game, weighing her words carefully to keep future doors ajar. She had openly declared her intent to be transparent, emphasizing a debt to her dedicated fanbase who had supported her through thick and thin, including fan campaigns and award nods. "I'm not holding back," she proclaimed in an Instagram live session, her enthusiasm palpable as she sipped coffee in a cozy home setting, surrounded by mementos from her GH days. But that raw honesty never materialized, and now insiders believe it was a calculated move to steer clear of controversy. Had she followed through with unvarnished takes on her time at ABC General Hospital, it might have mirrored the path of former co-star Ingo Rademacher, whose public airing of grievances led to professional isolation and effectively ended his soap career. Rademacher's outspoken rants on social media about show policies and behind-the-scenes tensions resulted in lawsuits and blacklisting vibes, a cautionary tale Monaco seems keen to avoid. Instead, by keeping mum, she's preserved a veneer of professionalism, much like a character biding time before a big reveal. This restraint suggests she's not ready to sever ties completely, perhaps holding out for a storyline resurrection that could bring Sam back into the fold. with fresh arcs involving her children or unresolved rivalries. That's precisely why buzz is building around the idea that Kelly Monaco could soon reclaim her spot on the ABC General Hospital canvas, injecting new energy into the show's intricate narratives. After all, the soap opera landscape is forgiving to those who play their cards right. With comebacks happening more often than not, Monaco's reported dismissal by the show's executive producer Frank Valentini last year came amid rumors of creative differences and scheduling conflicts, a blow that echoed through fan forums and left many heartbroken. Details leaked about tense meetings in the production offices, where discussions about character direction clashed with Monaco's vision for Sam's evolution. Yet, history shows that such exits aren't always permanent. Take Steve Burton, who portrayed Jason Morgan and faced his own firing over vaccine mandate disputes, only to be warmly reinstated years later. Burton's return was celebrated with fanfare, his character seamlessly woven back into plots involving mob intrigue and family reunions, proving that past conflicts can fade with time. Monaco might be banking on a similar olive branch, especially since she's refrained from any public bashing of the show or its team. No fiery tweets, no tell-all interviews, just a dignified quiet that speaks volumes. This approach contrasts sharply with those who've gone rogue, ensuring her name remains in good graces for potential negotiations. In essence, the door for Monaco's return swings wide open, with endless possibilities for how Sam McCall could re-emerge in Port Charles. Maybe she'd return from a secretive mission abroad, her experiences hardening her resolve. Or perhaps a dramatic twist reveals she was in hiding to protect loved ones from emerging threats. Like a new villainous syndicate, the speculation is rife, with online communities dissecting every social media post for hints, from cryptic emojis to throwback photos with co-stars. While Kelly Monaco herself has stayed tight-lipped on the subject, offering no official statements or teases in recent appearances, her answer lacked to refuel the optimism. She's been spotted at industry events, mingling with ABC executives in elegant gowns at award galas, and even collaborating on charity projects that align with the network's values. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments, ready to bring you the freshest updates as soon as they surface, whether it's a casting announcement, a teaser trailer, or insider leaks from the set. In the meantime, fans can revisit classic Sam episodes, reliving her iconic moments from high-stakes adventures to tender family scenes, and dream about what her comeback might entail. Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital spoilers for all the juicy details as this story potentially unfolds.